Hello everyone, welcome to Oriole Wings Business Academy. So in this video, let's understand the business supply chain management systems. So how it was functioning in olden days, how the process people related to SCM worked in olden days in spite of having many challenges. But before we go to this topic, let's have a very quick walkthrough or have a quick recap on my previous video. So previous video was all about farmer named Enki or Mr. Venki. So in olden days of Mesopotamia civilization, the Enki name was famous. So in India, the Venki is famous name. Okay, so this was about the farmer who cultivates wheat, supplies that wheat to the neighboring village, the local villagers, and also for his self consumption, he was cultivating the wheat. And we had understood that he had a six member family uh, with a different age group, his parents, his kids, his wife. So in the initial days of his struggle, he owned very limited assets, a house, a small hut, we can say, farmland, a small plot of farmland, and mainly he was using the bulls for cultivating purpose. He did not have advanced machineries, right? Then so in the initial days of his struggle, his family needs were very basic needs, mostly covering food, clothing, and shelter. So there was no luxury items added in his daily needs. We also learned that the industries in his village were very hardly two or three sectors, mainly covering basic necessities. Again, needless to say. Then as there is a progress in his business activities, so we learned that he started earning income. So there was a surplus, right? And we also learned that that surplus income has cost has facilitated his value increase in the value of his assets, right? So eventually, when his assets have increased, so Mr. Enki's capacity to spend has also increased. Now, this is a crucial point in his life. So, dear friends, please note when Mr. Enki's capacity to spend, when Mr. Enki's value of the assets increased, he started focusing on social status. So, till this time, his his family needs was only basic necessities. Now, since the capacity to spend uh, is at a high level, he's focusing on uh, luxury items, and then we observe that so how the different age group in his family uh, started the buying luxury products and services. Say his kids previously they were not affording toys, now they are affording toys, so they started buying toys industry came. So he started his the daily needs food consumption was limited to wheat. So now wheat and milk. Now he started consuming wine, and he also started including meat in his consumption pattern, right? Then so he was living in a hut. Now he is living in a the new house, concrete house. And previously power was not there. Now power is there in his house. And previously for the cultivation purpose he was using the livestock, live animals. Now he has bought one tractor. So the the agriculture, pharma, machinery sector has also come in his village, right? So so on a yearly basis, he wanted to plan a trip outside. So leisure and recreation industry also, the sector also came in his village. So this is just a story of a farmer, uh, uh, from a very basic lifestyle to a luxury lifestyle. How he transformed his life through the business, uh, through the farming business. And we also learned two important aspects here. So one is, so surplus income adds value, creates value in your assets, in anyone's assets, right? And second point is surplus income, the value creation, or the increase in the net worth. Simply say, someone becoming rich will increase the capacity to spend, right? And as the capacity increases, the person's needs, daily needs, will change from a very basic lifestyle to a advanced luxury lifestyle, right? These were the important learning. And then at the end, so I had asked one question. I hope you have tried to answer this question. So the question was, what if the demand for wheat was not there in the village or outside the village? So what is the situation of Mr. Enki? What is the financial condition of Enki after 10 years? This was the question. So let's explore the possible answers to this question. The first possibility. So uh, Mr. Enki's needs, or Mr. Enki's family needs, would remain the same. That means he is restricting himself to the basic needs, the food, clothing, and shelter, and there won't be any improvement in his financial condition. This could be the first situation. Second possible answer or situation is, Mr. Enki would have borrowed the money from his friends and relatives, right? This normally happens because the younger generation of Mr. Enki will not agree to the same old basic lifestyle. So they want some masala, they want some luxury in their lifestyle. So definitely they will keep their demand on, and Mr. Enki, a helpless guy, has to fulfill their demands, and he would have borrowed. As a result, what after 10 years, what will be the situation of Mr. Enki after 10 years is that his assets would have become negative. He's having a negative net worth. No. Possibility 3. Mr. Enki is a very smart guy. He's a smart businessman. So what he does, the moment he realizes that there's no demand for his wheat production, he will do some market survey in and outside the village, and he will only cultivate those products and services, those products, no services, those products which is having a demand. So in this situation, there is no change. He's very smart. He has become rich in 10 years. So this could be the possible answers to my question. So if you have, in case if you find any other answers, please message me or please comment. Now, let's discuss the today's topic, how the supply chain management worked olden days. So to understand these topics, let's understand that in any business, in any business, there are majorly two parties, right? Majorly. The one is the producer or manufacturer, the other is the consumer. And these two parties won't be located in the same place. These parties will be located in a different areas, and there the services of the facilitators be it a distributor or transportation agencies, those services will come in. But otherwise, the majorly two parties will be there in any business. Now, let's understand the same. Let's understand this topic with the same example, farmer's example, Mr. Enki. So, how did Mr. Enki manage his supply chain, right? So, in this case, it is very simple. So, Enki was producing the wheat, and for his self consumption, he was using, and whatever surplus was there, he was supplying that to the local villagers first. So, local villagers, yes, it's nearby only. It's a very easy, very much manageable. Venki would have faced challenges only when he was supplying the product outside the villages, because in those days there were no vehicles, right? Transportation vehicles. He was depending on bullock cart. He had two bulls. He was depending on bullock carts. Yes, no other option. Now, in the same example, uh, so we have to note that he was supplying wheat, not wheat flour, right? And the people expectation, the end result, the end result should be the wheat flour, because people cannot consume wheat directly. So to make chapatis, to make rotis, or to make bread, or the pizza dough, wheat flour is needed, not wheat. So in those days, the flour mills were not there, and the people themselves, the villagers themselves, are converting the wheat to wheat flour before making the extra effort was done by the villagers only. So here, let's say uh, Mr. Melbourne, Venki's friend, he thinks that yes, there is a scope for a new sector here, right? So what he will do, he will open the flour mill, and he will buy wheat from Venki, and he will process those wheat. So there is a small process involved. He will convert that wheat into wheat flours, and he beautifully packs them, puts the rate tag, and then distributes. Right here, the Venki's job is only to provide it to that Melbourne, and he will do the rest of the activities. So what Melbourne will do is basically he will charge for his service, right? So people of the villagers are happy, because previously they used to process the wheat. The lot of time and effort uh, was taking. Now, the ready-made wheat they are getting, so why they will deny? And some little extra charge they have to pay, right? So it was a very good business model, and yeah. So this is how the supply chain developed. Supply chain was working previously, and how the supply chain developed uh, in the olden days. So I hope you have liked this video. So any suggestions or any improvements, always you can comment or message me. Thank you. Thank you very much.